up. But what these apps are is it allows you to send text messages for free without using a data plan. So you're not using a text plan. And I put it on my iPad to test it. So it's on my phone, my iPad. So let's say that I'm somewhere, my phone, I left it upstairs. I can actually send a text message to my daughter's phone on this app. So pretty cool.
And it works across any of the networks, no problem.
It does. You can send it to a phone. You can send it to an email. You can send it to somebody else's beluga. If you put them in your group, so you can create almost your little address book in these text services, and then you can send it to the person right there, or you can send it to them and they're outside of the network.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Apple did not put in a texting application on the iPad.
Right.
Tacky.
I mean, it's interesting.
Tacky Apple.
I thought, what a great way to just shoot a quick message. You know, like we use Twitter for that if it's somebody on Twitter, but you can send it via text, and you're not paying for the text plan. So I thought that was really good. Or you can switch to T-Mobile and get the family text plan for $10 a month, unlimited text. We should be getting paid.
That's not a bad deal. That's right. This show is sponsored by everybody. Now pay up.
Exactly. Send checks too. And so, yeah, those two apps I really like. And then there was another one that I was playing with because I love Flipboard. And we've talked about Flipboard. It's customizing your own magazine and allowing you to pull content in to a magazine format to use for reading. And I try and just read as much as I can, different things going on in the tech world. And so Flipboard is one of my favorite. I found another one called Flood, F-L-U-D. Flood?
Flood, yeah.
Looks like Flood. Same thing. It's an app. It's free. And it allows you to choose categories. And in the categories, I can... Oh, did I just closed it? Oh, there it is. So you open Flood and you've got all these different categories, whether it's Gizmodo, whether it's Wired, Fast Company. Again, you kind of pick your favorites and then create your own magazine, and then it customizes it. Again, I'm in the technology genre. You can go to creative, you can go to politics and world, business, service. So if you're really wanting to do some reading on the go, I think these apps are so helpful because it aggregates the content for you and allows you in a nice visual way to flip through them and see what's going on.
Yeah, and you can't downplay the usefulness of that because it is a lot of work to try to get 40 different news sources at any one point.
Right.
These things do it for you, which is nice.
Right. And, think back, I remember my early days in business. I would read. I'd get all these magazine subscriptions. You'd have a stack of magazines and newspapers and the Business Journal, and you just tried to stay up on everything, and it was really hard. And I can remember clipping articles to read later, putting them in a file. Now you can just, and of course I use Instapaper. And so while I'm reading something, if it's too long of a post and I really want to read it later, I put it in my Instapaper, which is another app, and read it later. So I can do that while I'm waiting in the car. You could tell I live in the car.
I guess I use Evernote for the same thing. Instapaper, is that like an Evernote type thing?
It is. It's just stripped down. It's so if I'm reading a blog post and I want to read it later, I click on any of my screens. So whether it's on my PC, my laptop, my iPad, I can say read later because I've added that to my browser, and then it puts it in the Instapaper in the cloud. So later when I open it, what it does is it strips down takes out all the ads, takes out all the visuals, and you're just reading the text.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's cool too.
Uh-oh, it's time for that special moment of the day.
Oh, that's right. Our daily dilemma. I had this, and this
Dear Schreck.
This is one that we touched on last week. So I got to find my little oh, here we go. They're right in front of me. But because I didn't have them on, I have to put my glasses on to read Dear Schreck. And this one, has to do with Facebook and the business pages that we've all created and that we work so hard. So, Dear Schreck, I've spent hours building my page, weeks adding photos and interesting content, and months trying to connect with people. But I feel like people don't even see my content that gets sent out. help. And that is a dilemma. You know, business pages on Facebook, there's a couple interesting things that we need to understand. They do go out and they get mixed into the news feed on Facebook. So if I'm connected to your page, I log into Facebook, I'm seeing your page content mixed in with everything else. So if you sent it out at 10 a.m. and it's now noon, I'm probably not going to see it. But what I learned a couple weeks ago shocked me and really is a problem for business pages and the admins on business pages. Facebook has a default setting that needs to be changed, and I wish we could just get a message to everyone in the world to change this setting, because the default setting is you as a Facebook profile person, when you log in, you will only see content from people that you regularly interact with. So if I'm connected with, let's say, 1,000 people on Facebook, I'm really only seeing the posts from those that I regularly interact with. Now, how they determine that, you know, the algorithm is if you're reading their content, you're interacting by liking or commenting on it, then you will see their content next time. If I have someone I never engage with, I just read their stuff as it goes by, it starts falling off. It doesn't show up in my news feed. So if you go to your home page on your profile and scroll all the way to the bottom, there is a setting, and it's the same setting where you can hide somebody. Like, you don't want to see someone's updates anymore and you hide their updates. You go to the very bottom under options, edit settings, and you can bring that person back, if that makes sense to you. But same thing, there is a setting that says the default is only view those I regularly interact with or view everyone. And if you view everyone, it then brings all that news feed. Now, some people say, I don't want that. I want only from those I regularly interact with. The problem is, for those who are managing a business page on Facebook, you're working hard sending out your content. Unless you can get fans to engage with you through comments or likes, they're probably not even seeing your posts. So you've got to be strategic in how you get people to engage on your pages, which means when you're posting on Facebook, from a business perspective, ask more questions. Don't just broadcast what's going on, but really get people to engage by asking a question or posting something maybe controversial and asking for comments on it. Because once they comment or participate in that discussion, even liking it, it will show up in their feed. So people that say, gosh, I don't even think people read my stuff because I get no comments on it. That's why.
And the other thing is, there are so many blogs. There are so many people on Facebook that it's hard to keep track of everybody.
It is. Well, you know, and I put people in lists. So I have, when I connect with someone on Facebook, I immediately add them to a list. And I have my list. I probably have, maybe 18, 19, well, no, I have more than that, because I have a list for every state. So if I know they live in Colorado, I put them in the Colorado list. If I know that they are involved in the learning community, I also have a list for the learning community. If I know that they're a professional speaker, I put them in speaker categories. I put different categories based on where I see lots of groupings of people. The reason is, when I want to read content, and I have a list, by the way, for my family. So anyone in my family on Facebook is in my family list. So when I log into Facebook, if I only want to see what's going on with my family members, I can go up where it has your news feed and your most recent, those two. If you click on, there's a drop down arrow, I can say, show me just family members list. And I'll see just the news feed from my family. If I want to see what's going on with my clients, because I have a list for clients, I can click on clients. So by using lists strategically, you can read the content you want to read when you want to read it. And that's really been helpful. And I have favorite pages. So favorite business pages that I'm following on Facebook, I never see their content come across. But if I go up and say, show me right now just the feeds, the stream from my favorite business pages, it'll be there.
That's really good advice.
And that saves time.
Well, Gina, show number 3, that's a wrap.
I stayed awake.
You stayed awake. You did great. And that's our music telling us it is time to call this show a show. So this show is going to be up on YouTube/SchreckTeck, probably within the next hour or so. And then it will be up, actually now that we have 3 shows, we're going to put them up on Podbean, so you'll have 3 to go to right away. So you'll be seeing that by tomorrow.
Yay!
So more sources to get your Gina from.
You just can't find me in too many places.
Just can't get enough of Gina, right?
Coming to Walmart soon.
Oops.
There we go.
Yep. All right, everybody. Thank you very much for being in the chat room and for joining us live. And we will see you next Tuesday on SchreckTeck. See you next time. Bye, Gina.
Have a great week.
Okay, we're still live. The recording is over. That was good.
That was good. Okay, always wondering what one should expect as views for a blog. Yeah, that is interesting. It is tough. It's work to get people commenting on blogs.
And Facebook and blogs are different. I mean, if you're talking Facebook and blogs, you can also link your blog to Facebook, which is a good thing to do.
I do.
But there is so much stuff on Facebook that it's hard to get people's 2 seconds of attention.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I say it is so, you have to be so focused on providing good content that people want to engage with.
Yep.
That it's work. And people always wonder, how do you drive people to a Facebook page? You really have to provide great content that gets shared so it goes viral.
Yep. Yep.
Or use Twitter to drive people to it with those too. But
yeah, what I find funny is that people are deliberately trying to figure out how to make something viral. So as a result, it kind of defeats the purpose of naturally going viral. Now you have artificially viral stuff.
Right.
It's like a pandemic.
Yeah, and it's like, the goal, and we'll have to do a whole topic of YouTube in the next couple of weeks, because there's a whole science to how to get more people following your videos and sharing your videos, and your videos coming up as related videos, and how you're tagging them. But I found that it's really the social media piece behind YouTube, connecting with other YouTubers who are in your same kind of genre of videos, can really boost your video views, which again, then you want to make sure you have links to your website. I mean, there is a science to the YouTube.
I think I know what's causing your static.
What is it?
Do you have a phone near your microphone or speakers?
No, but I do have my iPad here.
I wonder if it's connecting and causing a little bit of connection status. It's a sort of, it happens every so often, and that usually happens when you have a phone next to speakers. You get the little, that's almost what it's sounding like.
I was going to say, my cell phone's way over here.
Okay, so maybe just Skype's acting. We got a funky connection today. Every so often it would happen.
And I don't hear it.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. Every time you say something, I hear it crackle a little bit. But that's only every so often. For the most part, it's been good.
That's good.
Well, great, Gina. That was a good one.
Comments are difficult to... I'm just reading all the... I'll finish the chat responses. A Mac thing. Create a web page using JavaScript. Oh, the iframe. They're talking about iframe. Yeah, Facebook. There's so many changes going on right now. As always, keeping us sharp. Well, you guys have fun with the next show. I know Terrence is in the wings.
He's... ooh.
Yeah, Terrence, there's just so many things you could tie in there. But Terrence is in the wings, waiting.
He is waiting.
I think I might go take a nap. No.
You can't. You'd had too much coffee.
I know. I actually have someone I have to call in 30 minutes, so I better get ready for that. But have a great week.
Hey, you too. We'll see you next week, and we will be in touch.
Chatting soon.
All right. Take care, Gina. Thanks. Bye, everybody. Thanks for being in the chat room. Bye.